Welcome to my channel, LB Plants. My name is Elle, and today I am sharing a setup video called brainstorming of how I plan on setting up my Wonderland222 A5. When you get a planner, a new planner, especially something like a Hobonichi or a Sterling Ink or a Wonderland, it can be overwhelming, especially if you get the A5 size. But we're going to walk through the process of how I break down the planner to meet my needs and how I'm going to start the setup. So this is the part 1 video. Once I go and set everything up, I will share a part 2 video and show you the full setup before 2024. So if this content interests you, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so first things first, why did I choose the Wonderland? First of all, I think the Wonderland is a wonderful, underrated planner. The setup flows beautifully. There's only one other planner that I've seen online that has a very similar setup, but it is in a B6 size only. This comes in a various multitude of sizes. So again, this is the Wonderland A5 all-in-one. If you haven't seen my unboxing video of it, I will link it above, but it is a really, really great planner. Okay, so let's talk about, before I get into that piece of it, let's talk about what it's going to be housed in. I found this Coach notebook cover. I took the notebook out and gave it to my daughter. But I found this Coach notebook cover that I thought the color was just perfect at the Coach outlet. So yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. Now I am going to do some modifications to it because as you'll see, the planner will fit in here. But there's one part that kind of bothers me. And so I've already reached out to someone to make an adjustment for me. With the snap, so I am going to do that, but I'm going to take this out. Wow, that was a lot to get it out the cover. I'm taking out the cover just so you guys can see that it will fit in the cover. It slides right in. You're giving all my secrets away. Get back in there. Okay. And this is the all-in-one, so this is the big one. Okay, and this is A5. Do I have it in right? I don't have it in right. Something is like slightly off. But there we go. But as you can see, that snap, I can get it to snap once I get it all the way in, but it's a little snug. You see that little indenture there? That kind of bothers me, so I have a workaround for that. I have a very cost-effective workaround for it. But I'm also buying a different workaround. So if I don't have it by my part 2 video, I will share that information with you guys. So yep, it's going to go in here. The cover cannot go on it if it's going to go in this planner. It's just too, the planner cover just gives it too much extra, so it won't fit. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out for the sake of this video. But yep, I am loving this color. Okay. And this is the wild berry color for the planner itself. I'm trying to see, do I need anything out of the coverage, but nope. So let's just jump right in. I do plan on using Aura Estelle's sticky tab. So I got two. I got the pink gradient because I thought the pink gradient looked better with the wild berry. Even though it says it's pink, you see it kind of picks up that wild berry color a little bit. And then I also got a purple just in case, because I'm thinking about having 2 sets of tabs. So I do love Aura Estelle's tabs because it has like a little perforation in there, so it makes it easier to bend. So I'm thinking about doing my monthly sections in tabs and then doing my daily section in tabs, but we're going to get to how I'm going to set up the tabs for the daily. So I may not use these, I may only use those, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so first things first, I've watched a lot of planner setup videos from others from previous years, and I think that we're all kind of on the same part of you got to figure out first what sections you have in your planner and then what you want to track in your planner, right? So for this, let's say going back for the past 2 years, I have used 2 planners for personal. When I got my first Wonderland planner, A5 in 2021, that feels right. That feels wrong. In 2022, I had two planner books. So I used, one was the planner, and then the second book was for daily journaling or journaling. However, it wasn't daily pages. It was like 198 pages in it. So it was a notebook, and that did work for me. But then I wanted to really like give the Hobonichi cousin a try because I've seen so many planner babes use it. But I am a person that I really do try to not fall into the hype of different planners, and just because someone comes out with a new book, I don't jump on that train. But you know, sometimes you gotta try it, right? You gotta go in there and see what it's doing. So that's what I did. So for 2023, I used two planner books. I used the Hobonichi cousin, and I used the Wonderland222. It was too much for me. I mean, I struggled with, you know, the Wonderland being my main planner. And once I fill everything out, finding it very duplicative to go back and trying to use the the monthly pages as, trying to use the monthly and the weekly pages because it didn't make sense to me. It would have been better maybe if the Hobonichi had just a daily pages, right? Just daily pages with the quarterly and things like that. I don't know, but it just was overwhelming for me. And so I despise writing duplicative information. Like, it boils my water. If I have to write something in one and go write it in the other, like, why are we doing this? Now, the original goal was for the Hobonichi cousin to be my wellness planner. And when I say wellness, I mean all things wellness, you know, physically, mentally, behaviorally, I don't know, just, you know, my book in general, and then my Wonderland to be my catch-all. It just was a lot. It just was a lot. And I couldn't convert my mental space towards it. So I am using one book for all. For if it's anything, like, this is my catch-all planner. So what I went through, I got some sticky notes. These are just regular 3x3 sticky notes, and I cut them in half. If you're gonna do this, be careful, especially if you use a guillotine, because I tried to take part of my finger off. It's hard trying to line it up, but anywho, and I cut them in half, and I went through and wrote different sections that I want, and so you'll kind of see them here. So let's kind of break down what I'm going to use this for. So let's start from the beginning. I will do the cover. I'm working on that, or what I want to put on the cover. I will put a key in here. I decided to use the key just to be a little bit more uniform, but you know, my key is not going to be like everybody else's key, like that has the cute little dot. It might be a dot, it might be a box, it might be a circle. It'll be whatever I want it to be. And that'll be all means that it's something that is scheduled. And then once I complete it, it might be a check. It might get colored in. I don't know. But we'll figure out the key. And I do plan on using the index. Last year, I took the index page out and implanted it, or I don't know, implants. Wow, Wanda. Okay, I inserted it in the back at the beginning of the daily section, but I'm going to keep it where it is this time, and I'm going to use it. And so similar to how I did my planner setup last year, when I do sticky notes, I will put the pages of where I'm putting certain categories in, and then take that and move it over here. So when I do my index, I already have the page numbers that I've kind of planned out that I'm going to use. So let's get a little bit closer. Okay, that might have been too much. Okay. And yeah, okay. I have no purpose for this. It's a 4-year planner. Great. Okay, so this yearly 2024, I've had so many different ideas of how I'm going to use this, but I do like, well, I ain't gonna say that, because I do have a work planner now, but originally I was going to include my work planner in here, but I just felt weird about that. If you haven't seen the video to my work planner, I will link it above once it comes available. But I am going to track PTO, and not just for me, but for when my husband is off, when the kids are out of school, things like that. And I went and already kind of highlighted like certain holidays and stuff. So I wrote down all of my company holidays that I get time off. And then where I plan to use my floating holidays, I will also, in, in full transparency about being duplicative, because I do have a work planner, I will highlight those in my work planner as well. But PTO, sick days, etc. So if somebody missed something where they're supposed to be there, it'll be captured here. Quarterly planning section, I do want to highlight like certain home deadlines, renewals, things like that. Big bills, like we have some annual bills that come out twice a month or one time a month, twice a month, twice a year or once a year. So I want to highlight those, and then birthdays and any vacations and things like that that allow me to pre-plan for certain things will go in these quarterly pages. As you can see, I've been writing. I've been trying, guys. I know I just like disappeared after the unboxing, but I wanted to give it my full attention and just let it like be natural of what works for me. So I don't need this December tracking page, this Dutch the tracker. So I plan to put the school calendar, just like I did last year, right over here for my kids' school. The county's calendar, and then when the next school year starts, I will just tip it in right over it. It works. And then here I will put a holidays. So where is my planner? If I can find my planner, I'll show you what I mean. And I tried to just use the tip-in planner. So this is the same page section on the other one. And I did the same thing, holidays and the school planners and stuff like that. So that's what'll go here. And then the tracker section, I will use this as trackers. I started off really, really good in the Hobonichi for the first 6 months, I would say, tracking. And then I fell off. And then I never used this section in the Wonderland because I had the Hobonichi. And what I track is more wellness related. So it didn't make sense to have it. Then I tried to use it for bills. Didn't work out for me either. So we're just going to stick this to wellness, weight tracking, workouts, things of that nature. So I will use this section for that. Okay. Now, this is tricky, and I appreciate that most of the planners are created for you guys to get started, like to jump straight in. But for me, I like to completely use my planner. Like, I want to commit to it. I have enough things that I don't fully commit to. Oh my God, my therapist, she's going to freak out. But I want to fully commit to my planner, right? So I'm going to finish out the full year of 2023 in my planner. So that's why it's taken me a while to get to my setup, because I know once I really start setting this up, I want to get into it. So I am repurposing. The Wonderland did come with December pages. I think one year it used to give you 2 months. It gave you November and December, and it was just way too much stuff. So I am repurposing the month of December of 2023. That's in my 2024 planner. And so I wrote how many pages it was. So this is going to be a section summary, or I might tip in over it, or because you kind of see how it's wavy. Yeah, so let's talk about how I plan on repurposing it and what I did. So last year, I used sticker paper. Avery, no, I think it was Online Labels, but it was just their plain white sticker paper. And I kind of redid those sections. I'll just link the setup video. I don't have to show you guys. If you want to see my 2023 setup, I'll link it above. But I just used sticker paper, and I, measured out the little box because I wanted the page number to be there. And that's what I did. Well, this year, so I got a little bit more creative. And this is an example of what I did. So I took some of my extra pages that I had in my separate journal, and I cut them out, and I adhered them over the pages that I am covering up. So like, this is the December 2023 monthly calendar. So I just cut it and I just glued it in. Now this page I glued in with like regular Elmer's glue. You can use this. Man, this thing has been through some stuff. I got it out of my daughter's pencil pouch, so that's why it looks like that. But I use this. It works if you are not, like, if you want to kind of, if you're a perfectionist and you want to make sure that everything is lined up. As you can see, everything is not lined up. But when I get into my, when you see my setup, you'll see what I'll do to kind of make that not as noticeable. But you can also use like a good transparent tape to kind of tape down if you feel like it's going to lift. But yeah, that's what I just used some blank pages and I cut them out. That's why I said it was giving my secrets, because they were back here. I had some extra ones. It's better, I've realized it's better to use the, I'll show you, the blank pages that are in like a notebook. So if you have like the notebook, like I told you guys, I've used the notebook before. The pages don't have that little tab at the end that says daily, because it's a full notebook. And I'll have one blank to show you. Hold on. Okay, so maybe it's not blank, but this is the one that I use. If you see like the page numbers here, they're just notebook pages and they're numbered, but they don't have daily on it. So I just, you know, took a couple from out the back and trimmed off the page number from it. It wasn't the best job, but yeah, that's what I'm using, because I felt like the sticker paper just added to the thickness at time. And I'm like, 2 sheets of Tomoe, was it? I like calling it Tomoe River. Anyway, Tomoe River paper is still thin enough and flexible that I don't think it will make a big difference in my planner. If you use some of the daily sheets in the back, the daily sheets do have daily in that little corner. So just be aware of that. Because originally I was going to use daily sheets, but then I just decided, you know, let's just use the extra that I'm not going to go back and add anything to that planner. So, or that journal. So this will be my vision board. And like I said, you see I put the page numbers here. So once I do that, I will move it into the front so I can write it down. I am doing a vision board this year. I don't know how much of it I will share, but I didn't do one last year. And I think that was noticeable. So I will have a vision board. And then on this page, I haven't glued in the other. I wanted you to see the difference. But on this page, I've already adhered it. And this time I did not use glue, because I do think glue kind of makes the page wavy. So I use like a tape runner. This works better. It allows for you to write immediately. It's very clean. There's no bumps, no lumps. You know, sometimes when you mess with glue, you get little pieces and stuff like that, and they can make like thick writing area. Then it wets the paper just a little bit, and then it gets all wavy. I ain't got time for that. So if you use like a tape runner, I found this one at Target. It was overpriced. I'd rather a Tombow one, but you know, I had to use what I had to use. And I lined it up. Now it is not forgiving. So once you put that sucker down, it's down. So like you can see, like I have some crookedness there. It is what it is. So this will be my goals page, but I want you to see that even though that it's glued on both sides, there's a page on both sides. It's not as stiff as what it was in the 2023 planner with the sticker paper. So events. So 2024 events will be on one page, and then people who impacted 2024, just like I had in my other planner. And look, all I did was have to white out the date here. And everything else I just glued over it. I didn't white out the columns or nothing in the back. So if you look like really close, you can see it. I didn't white it out, and I wanted to keep the page number, and it worked. Soundtrack. So I did like my soundtrack in my 2023 planner. So I'm adding that, and I am adding a book list. But I wanted to do it differently than my other one with the graphics and stuff. I just want to write it out. So that's what I'm going to do. Unless I can find a really good stamp, then y'all guys might be in trouble. So I don't know. And then movies and TV series. So here's one that I've already put it in, and here's some sheets like I plan on putting it in right over it. And that's how it's going to go. So, yep. So I already kind of got them here so I can finish doing that. And then what is this section? New to me in 2024. So things I've tried, experienced, or whatever, or learned It will go on these pages here. And then on the back, I will take out December review, but that's it. I won't glue anything on there, and I'll probably make like a sticker for my word of the year and do like a clear transparent and put it on there. The transparent is not as thick, so it works better, but I will do my word of the year here. Or I might write it in. I don't know. I have options. And then we'll start the January overview and things that I wanted to track. Now, originally, I wanted to put like work information, like work events, and I may still, like if I have to go somewhere or be somewhere from work, but I'm throwing work from out the planner, and that's just how it'll go. So I kind of just went through things that I need to know, how I plan on using the 2-day setup. So I now have a sidebar. Didn't have that before. So sidebar will be mainly for like weekly to-dos and habit tracking and things. And then I'll use the bottom sidebar maybe for meal tracking right up under here. It gives me some opportunities. Like I said in my unboxing, this is grayer, or it's more noticeable because it's 2 now than it was. I don't know how I feel about that, but we're going to just jump into it, especially with Sterling inks being clean. But like I said, layout matters a little bit more to me. So, and then I am going to use the monthly review. See if I can find it. Oh, I need some sort quick because my hands are just sticking. For like literally a review of the month, like, so you won't see much change there. Okay, so let's get to the daily pages, because baby, there are 370 of them, and that's a lot. That is a lot. And I don't write. I'm not gonna write every day. I'm not gonna journal every day. I did as good as I could with my Hobonichi, but I'm not gonna put that pressure on myself. So I will have kind of a layout. So I'm splitting up these 370 pages. So there will be a tip in here. Probably something like this. No, you know, a little geometric. I don't know. I want to use this gold paper that I have. So my first section, which will be events. Kind of similar how I did in my other setup. So these are the events that I want to have like 2-page spreads for. So I have 8 pages dedicated, and they're the numbers here. So birthdays, back to school, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I kept it simple this year. And then the next section will be medical. So it's going to have like benefit information, my HSA incentives, like a checklist. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like I said, I'm in healthcare, and specifically health insurance. So every time at the beginning of my health plan year, which can be different, it's not always January 1st because mine is June. We have new incentives that we can get added to our health spending dollars, and things that you have to do, and wellness things and check off. So I like to get involved in that because I like to get my I like to get whatever they giving me. If they giving it and they offering it, I'm going to get it. So I think there's like $300 that can go into my wellness, my HSA, and then there's other things that I can get, gift cards and things like that. So I like to mark those off, but I like to keep up with physicals, things, anything of that, and HSA spending. So I will have a like a expense log for my HSA spending, even though I have it on an app. I don't know. I like to write things down. So that's what those pages are going to be dedicated to. Next is a sick log. I don't plan on being sick. I'm not manifesting being sick. But sometimes my kids get colds and stuff like that, and I just want to write down the symptoms. I actually have a book that I call sick log, but I don't go reach for it because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So just a few pages that, you know, I can write down if someone had a fever or an unusual symptom. It's good to have that to refer back to, especially dealing with kids when you go to the doctors, right? So, yeah. And I did not say doctors with an S. Anyway, home ideas. I have 6 pages dedicated to that. So you got projects, planning, spending, tracking, things, anything for the home. So I do have a couple pages of that. And I'm thinking I might make a mood board on this first page. But yeah. So like I said, 370 pages, even for a daily journaler, is overwhelming. It can be. So I don't plan on using all those pages like that. And since y'all gonna give me 370, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Before, like, we haven't even gotten to the journaling section. So this is something new. Originally, I had a separate book for budgeting, but I haven't found a budget planner that has just met my needs. And I was enjoying bullet journal style. Good Lord. So I am dedicating 84 pages to budget planning. So it will be right here, all in one book, and it will be, like I said, bullet journal style. So 317, boom, 319, here we go. And then we'll start my journaling. So I'm dedicating 220 pages for journaling. I've seen a format that I really like, which is very funny. But what makes it funny is I don't use that style today. Maybe because this is my work planner. But let me pull up the Aura style, this undated. Okay. You see how it has these two columns here? I thought that would work for me. It's not. But for journaling, I want to give it a try of having like writing just within that column and writing like that, if that makes sense. So it'll be two columns here and just writing within that. I'm gonna give it a try, but yep, I have 220 pages dedicated just to journaling. Like I said, it kind of takes the bite out of the 370, and that doesn't, I'm not held to if I don't journal every day. There'll even be like, Sterling Ink gives those freebies. I will tip in the monthlies or whatever I fill here in between, and that's what we're gonna do. So journaling 220 pages, so that takes us to 539. I didn't want to start with journaling in the front, I don't know, I just didn't want to do it. And I'm looking for 539 and I'm in the 520s. Okay. All right. And then I have a brain dump section. Sometimes you just want to jot down some notes or just random stuff. So I gave myself 24 pages for that. And that'll take us to 565. And then samples, ink swatches, marker, pen test, all of that. Like I've already wrote the TWSBI Eco and Fine. I have another TWSBI video coming up because I don't know how I feel about the Fine, and everything that I researched about it told me that this would be the ideal, but I brought another one. I brought Extra Fine, so I'm going to do a comparison video, so stay tuned for that. But yep, ink swatches and things will go back here. And that will take me to the end of the book. And then I have some extra pages just in case I get creative or mess up and I need to replace something. So yeah, that is the brainstorming session of my Wonderland222. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me how you're breaking up this Wonderland. It's a big planner. We got to be creative. You got to find what works for you. Man, this cover feels so soft. Oh my God. I just love touching it. But I am curious. That's what we're here for, to share information. So we'll be getting into this very soon. I'll be sharing my setup video for January, but first I will do the part 2, removing all of the sticky notes and actually having it set up with at least with the first set of tabs very soon. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next video, you guys be safe and take care. Bye.